Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our review of Dancing with the Stars. This is probably, it was a very emotional night. It was a pretty strange night. I can't sit here and say that while I enjoyed a lot of the routines, there's not one that I am just, shooting out of my chair like a cannon about. I don't have that, moment, and I kind of wanted that tonight.
Yeah, I'm not having that moment. I mean, I had a little bit with what was going on with AJ's dance. I know that it wasn't the actual technical dance or whatever, but it was a really powerful dance. I think I'm still just saddened that Chriselle is gone.
I'm so sad Chriselle is gone. I feel like she had a couple more weeks that I think she really deserved to be there. She was getting better and better, and I really thought, and I don't want to just dive headfirst in a sea of cliches here, but I really feel like Chriselle was actually what Dancing with the Stars is about.
I know.
Someone who, it didn't seem like she came from a lot of dance experience, and she found really her ability, and I love the Maleficent dance so much.
Yeah, and that's why it was, I mean, we'll dive more into it, but why it was so difficult to see her at the bottom with Sky, who is someone else who has had some struggles and some stumbles and has been able to power on through it and improve. These are two people for me about what the show is about that improvement each week and showing me something better and better. And yeah, that Maleficent dance, and now she's gone. I'm still in normally I'm yeah, Dancing with the Stars, and now I'm on this video being what just happened? Where is Chriselle? She's not going to be on next week. I don't get this. So we'll definitely get more into that. But make sure you guys are subscribed so that you will get all our Dancing with the Stars coverage. We still have a lot coming up this season.
Yeah, and we've got a pretty eventful week. I know there's some schedules that are changing a little bit. Our Bachelorette discussion is going to be on Thursday as opposed to tomorrow for what are probably pretty obvious reasons right now.
Yeah, and there's no This Is Us tomorrow, which is why we got the 2 episodes last week, none tomorrow.
So we have a lot to dive into throughout the rest of the week, but tonight, I think what sort of put the mood in a different spot from the get-go was sort of hearing earlier today that Jeannie Mai is no longer a part of the show. She ended up having to effectively say goodbye because of an emergency procedure that she needed. And, of course, my heart goes out to her. It's a really, you want to be on this show so bad, and then having to deal with something like this. I'm glad that she seems to be doing better already.
Yeah, I mean, all our hopes and thoughts and prayers are out to her. She seems to be doing much better. It was good that they were able to give us sort of a little video from the hospital, sort of see that she was doing okay. She's someone that, if you've been watching us all season,
Yeah.
we really like her. I had never heard of her before this season. I don't watch Holy Moly, and I hadn't seen The Talk or The Real.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know the name of the show, but I hadn't heard of her before. But I really like her, and getting to know her on the show, she has this just positive energy that I look forward to every single week. I can't wait to see what she's going to do. So learning the news that she wasn't going to be with the show anymore, it really did change, for me at least, how I went into this episode. I was already oh, there's going to be no Jeannie in this episode. And now, oh, it's sort of, she's just this little bright light that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed you, Jeannie. I know you're watching this video. No,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed getting to know you.
I feel like there should be a term for this. Maybe we should call it the Jeannie Mai, who is, because we've been like this in Dancing with the Stars before, where we have a contestant who, we don't know going into the season, and then you end up really liking them and rooting for them. It's a rare feat, because you go into these seasons you're obviously biased towards people that you like. Luckily for everyone else this season, Charles Oakley only lasted 2 dances, so I didn't have a lot of time to root for him. But it's always rare when you get to see sort of that gem who you didn't know about before, and it's sad for her to go out like this. I think, I know she was in the bottom not that long ago, but I think she could have found a way to avoid it and go on a little while longer. But, good on her for being in good spirits after everything that she went through. That is really, really tough.
Yes, which is why I like her so much. And even though I didn't know who she was before, I'm a fan now.
Yeah, and so it's like, we already knew we were going to have a double elimination. We didn't know it was
Yep.
going to happen quite like this.
Yeah, so I mean, we already talked a little bit about it, but
Yeah.
Sky was in the bottom, we had Chriselle in the bottom, and we lost Chriselle.
This was hard. Like, I really had a hard time debating who should actually go in this instance.
Yeah, I was having a hard time too, because I always felt that Chriselle's very first dance of this whole thing was like seriously underscored. Like I get it was the first episode and they want to be hard on everybody, but that felt like they were really hard on her, harder than they should have been. But then she has like improved. And last week's dance was just so fire. It was so good. And then we have Sky, who is like, you see these dances, it's like, wow, these are like 10 out of 10 dances. They're so good. And then you see the other dances where she'll have like a really big fall, grab Alan's hair. It'll be something that will be so obvious a mistake. But then she will pick herself right back up again and be like right back into that dance again, like nothing happened, and which is really amazing.
That's what made it so difficult with it, because it's like, I think we've seen Sky probably have, higher overall highs at times this season, but I think Rochelle is probably a little bit more consistent. I still do think the Maleficent dance is one of my personal favorites of the season. I understand the move that the judges made. Like, I'm not gonna stomp around and be salty about it, because I think Sky is really, really good as well. And I did really like Sky's routine tonight. It was just like, it was sort of like me when I go to the store and I get like a Mountain Dew and I like drink it in like 30
and you're
minutes.
Bouncing all over the walls.
Like, that thing, like, I think she ended it like upside down at one. I think that is me like 20 minutes after Mountain Dew. Like,
yeah, and they were still like nitpicking this stuff, and that dance was a lot of fun. Crazy Liv, she's so small, so I mean, Alan's able to do all kinds of cool stuff, and she's able to do all kinds of stuff. She's young, she's small, she's flexible, so why not have all these cool lifts? And they're still like coming down. Oh, you didn't land that exactly perfectly. All right, come on. She's done some things that like none of us are ever going to do in our entire lives, except for Matt on Mountain Dew.
When I am on Mountain Dew, this is not a sponsored ad for Mountain Dew, but I feel like if they wanted to use this as an ad campaign, it's, when I drink Mountain Dew, I'm a totally different person who's actually athletic and can dance. No, not really. This was the weirdest judging night, I think, of the entire season, because we have a new go-to. When Derek doesn't want to say something bad about your dance that apparently wasn't that great, he will just be like, I appreciate you sharing your story. And if Derek appreciates your story for the rest,
it's a problem.
We now know officially what that means.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, do we go into Nelly's Nook now? Do we do this later?
No, we're going to go into Nelly's Nook. It's also his birthday.
Happy birthday, Nelly!
Happy birthday, Nelly, because I know you're also watching these
Here are
videos.
some bad scores for you on your birthday.
All right, we'll get into Nelly's Nook now. So now into Nelly's Nook. Listen, I love Nelly. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. But it's also, this was a tough dance because I've seen him now growing each week, getting better and better and better. He has also been underscored. And I actually think he was underscored tonight as well, if I'm being truly honest here. I think that they're being really tough on him, and I'm not exactly sure why. Like, it feels like there's certain people are getting away with a little bit more. Like, Neve and Justina are amazing dancers. They both had slip-ups tonight, but Caitlin still got a lower score than them with like a flawless dance. And then, and then we've got Nelly. So Nelly has done better dances. I hate to say it. It felt a lot like she was dancing around him. She didn't give him enough to do. There wasn't enough for him to do. So it felt like it was hard for him to shine when he was mostly kind of having her just dance around him, which is not what I want to see. I know that he's capable better than this and bigger than this. I've seen it. I will see it next week because the fan base came out to vote for him, and thank you for doing that.
Nelly's fans are strong. Like,
yes, they are.
This
yes, we are.
Okay, this was the first real test that Nelly, I think, faced in terms of this.
Oh, I agree. I was worried when I saw that scoring, because first I was like, this scoring is not right. It was not as low as this. It wasn't his best, but it was not as low as this.
I think a part of the problem, and we'll talk about this with AJ too, because I think both of them had these really heavy emotional sort of stories going into their routine, and I feel like on some level they were both still kind of in that place. Like, they have to go from watching this emotionally devastating pre-show package about something terrible from their past to immediately going out there and putting on a performance. And I think, the choreography was a little bit of a problem for Nelly. He didn't have enough to do, but I think it was still kind of in his head. I don't think he was necessarily emoting enough, but did you see Nelly, while the scores were being given, Nelly was like checking his watch. Nelly did not have time for those scores from the judges tonight.
I love that every time the camera kind of goes to him, whether it's him getting his scores or something like that, he either has a big smile on his face or he's checking his phone up in the thing whenever it's like, yeah, or he's clapping. He's on his phone or checking his watch. I love it. It feels more natural of how things are going. I love him.
I want to see Nelly at one point just like playing like Words with Friends up there on the balcony or something on his phone. Like, is he? The thing is, I love Nelly. I love that Nelly is on the show. I'm good for Nelly.
I'm really, really glad that he was saved.
Good for his fans, because I think if Nelly was in the bottom two, I think the judges were going to give him the heave-ho tonight.
I agree, and it's not time for him to go.
That's where this season now officially stinks, because it's like I don't want to be caught that on, because there were definitely people last season who deserved to go at this point.
Yeah, that is not happening right now. Everybody that's still there, including Chrishell, who we lost tonight, everybody feels like they're all kind of in the same, they're in the race. Everybody's in the race. And I feel like we're at this point that it's like, this really is anybody's game. There is no clear cut, this is Neve's to win, this is Justina's to win, Nelly can't win this. It's not like that.
And it's really, really not, because, we'll get into Kaitlyn here, because I think Kaitlyn was the best dance of the night. Like, I will go so far as to say that. I think her choreography was really, really good. I mostly though, I felt like she was really into it.
Yeah.
Like she had her full personality. I thought this was really, really fun. It was technically, I didn't see a single technical mistake in this whole routine, and they gave her a 25 for it.
That is what I am saying.
Yeah.
Like, Kaitlyn got robbed tonight. This was a really fun dance. Like, I know it was like the beginning of the show, and they always kind of, score people a little bit lower at the beginning of the show as well. And they've been giving Kaitlyn a really hard time. This dance, it felt like her. Like, I felt the dance. I felt her in this dance. I felt her energy. And I was like, yes, this is what I've been kind of missing all season. Here it is. Here's Kaitlyn. She's put herself on this dance floor. And it's like, 25. And then I was like, okay, this doesn't seem right. And then there's Neve, who was a great dancer, made a mistake, stepped on her dress, 27 for you. I was like, I don't know what's happening here. Like, it was a good dance, but he made 2 mistakes and stepped on her dress. And then Kaitlyn got a lower score. I don't know what was going on tonight.
I feel like if you step on the garment that your partner is wearing, you cannot get a 9. Like, and I like Neve. I'm not trying to be hard on Neve. I just feel like that Neve, it was a good dance, but I've seen better dances from Neve.
I just feel like if Chrishell or Sky or Nelly did those 2 same mistakes, it would have been, they would have been in the teens with that. And it just kind of stinks.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with the uneven patterns of some of this stuff. Like, Justina, I thought was really, really good, too.
She was good.
I would say I would have said probably about a 25. I would have switched her score and Kaitlyn's score, because I think Kaitlyn was the 27 this week, and I think that Justina had, I just felt like there was something a little bit off. It just, that there wasn't like that one signature part of the dance that I'm like sitting here being like, that is the moment that I was like all in on this dance, and like that's how I've been with her all season. So I just wanted like that one special moment where I'll remember this a couple weeks from now.
I really like the dance. It's
Okay.
not the most memorable dance for me either. But yeah, I'm kind of stuck on the fact that she also had a mistake and they were like, but it doesn't matter. No, and it has to matter because Justina is really good, like really good, and could easily win this thing. So if you're going to be really hard on someone like Caitlin, who has come into this with some dance experience, Justina has also come in with some dance experience. So you have to be fair.
Here's the solution. Dancing with the Stars. You may not like this. We are offering our services to be the judges on this next episode.
I don't know how I got offered, but here we are.
Nelly,
all
okay,
times.
I don't know. If you want Nelly to win, hire Jess to be the judge.
I don't care what you do on the dance floor. All tens.
We've got a marker over there. We got some paper. We can write up the tens. We can hold them. We will be fair, impartial, except apparently to Nelly. I don't think they're calling us.
No, I don't think so. Okay, let's talk about Johnny's dance, because Johnny's dance was great.
Yeah, this was probably my second favorite of the night. Like, this was... I love Johnny. I love Johnny and Britt. Like, I kind of want to watch them on The Amazing Race now for some reason.
No, Johnny's great, and this dance was great, and he is someone for me that is just consistently great. Like, if he wins this, I'm not going to be surprised in the least.
No, I would love if he wins it because, I feel like with him, there's a storytelling I'm getting with a lot of his dances. There's a uniqueness with them. Like, I'm going to remember a lot of them, whether it is for the dance or the outfit choices or anything else. It's just like...
Yeah, I'm still thinking about his Vampire Dracula dance from last week. Like, he does dances that are really memorable for me.
And I just hope that... I hope viewers can recognize this. This is my fear, is that we've seen Johnny in a little bit of trouble before on the show. Yeah. So we don't know what his fan base size is, but I'm hoping that him and Sky being in the bottom like that these are just like rarities, that they are one-time deals. And because I think both of them have like top 4, top 5 upside.
For sure. All right, let's talk about AJ.
AJ.
Okay, listen. So... I really liked this. It was, again, like what you were saying. It was a very dark, powerful story, overcoming, what was going on in his life, that he was able to get to this point. And this dance just felt like it had that sort of dark power struggle that was sort of, I would assume, going on inside of him to get him out onto the other side of it. I felt it in this dance.
I did not know going into this season if AJ was going to address this or not, because I remembered hearing about it a long, long time ago. I hadn't really thought about it a lot over the years, so it kind of like caught me off guard at first when he started talking. Then I just remembered in my head, oh yeah, AJ, he has talked about addiction in the past, and he channeled so much pain into this. Like, it was an incredibly memorable routine. Like, to me, if I'm to take, like, let's just say, take the scores and take the technical stuff and all that aside, it's probably the most memorable routine of the night to me.
Yeah, memorable, powerful, the storytelling, like, an A+, 10 out of 10 for me. I really, really thought this was the performance of the night. I'm sorry, Nelly.
So, you're
Nelly, still the best, and it's still your birthday, man.
Yeah, I'm sure Nelly's all right. He's away from the show. He doesn't have to check his watch anymore. He can go and have a good time, have some cake or something, Nelly. AJ, this is going to be a surprise to a lot of people out there, but I'm not a dance expert. Like, I can't actually tell you, like, any signature moves that are in. Yeah, I know. For everyone who's still watching 19 minutes in, I've been conning you all season. I'm not really a dance expert, but I can't tell you what moves are rumba moves, and it feels like they mostly just were like, that wasn't a rumba, we can't give you a higher score than an 8.
Yeah, which I thought was, okay, listen, I get it.
Yeah,
I get that if you're like, it needs to be a rumba and there's not enough rumba in here, we can't give you higher than this, even if it's the best dance you've ever done. You can't come out and be like, this is the best foxtrot I've ever seen, but you were supposed to give me a rumba, so 0.
I was about to say something very similar. If I go on Dancing with the Stars now, I'm going to like do disco in like the middle of like a waltz or something and see what happens. See if I can still get an 8.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he was still, I'm glad that he was still able to get the score that he got, because It was a really good dance.
It was a really, really good dance. And I'm going to go out on a limb here because this is another big surprise. I know nothing about what is actually going to happen this season, but I think AJ's the favorite to win the show. I don't think he's necessarily getting the highest scores, but I think, especially with stuff like tonight, he has shown a real vulnerable side to viewers. I think Backstreet Nation is huge.
Yeah, I'm very curious when it's like now where we are, where the fan bases are, because Bachelor Nation, humongous. Bachelorette is now airing right now, so they're out there paying attention. So Caitlyn, she's going to be insulated for a little while longer. AJ, Backstreet Boys, they're going to come out to vote. They really are. Nelly is just such a huge superstar, and the amount of like even just his social media presence compared to everybody else that's in this cast, I think he's got like 3 or 5 million people just on Twitter alone. Like his fan base is massive. So if he doesn't end up in the bottom, he could end up at the end of this show.
Like, seriously.
And especially if he continues to improve the way he is. Because for me, this show isn't just, oh, you're the absolute best. It is about a journey of getting better and better and better and better. And while this wasn't the top week for you, Nelly, we're still in Nelly's nook here rooting for you. We know what you're capable of, and we know that you're going to come back.
It's going to be all right. Just to quote one of your songs, Nelly, this week it was only just a dream. It was not a good dream. It was a dream where you got less than favorable scores, but
you're still
it's
here,
okay.
And it's your birthday.
To quote another of your songs, we're not going to have this happen over and over again. You're going to be fine. You're going to get maybe tinfoil hat time. Maybe there were some bribes that went on before the show to give you a low score, and then it must have been the money that caused you to give a low score. All right, I'm done. All right, we will wrap this.
There's no bribes.
I don't.
You just wanted to be able to throw in another Nelly quote.
Listen, there's only so many songs I remember the titles of. I remember a lot of the beats and stuff. But anyway, we will tie this video up. All the best to Jeannie. Hope she's continuing to do well. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Losing Chriselle, which I'm still very, very sad about.
Yeah, that was a real bummer. We love you, Chriselle. You did a really good job.
She was really, really great. And I love how she sort of represented a lot of us within the reality TV world.
Yes.
Sunset. She loves Big Brother. We love Big Brother.
Loves Big Brother. Oh, we're going to miss you, Chriselle. We really enjoyed watching you this season.
And if you guys did enjoy this video, subscribe, give us a like, support us further, check those links to the store, our Patreon, and we'll see you here next time.